What is up, YouTube? My name is Matt Wacek. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about whether or not you should stay broad or niche down as a digital marketing agency. Whether you're selling SEO, social media marketing, email marketing, web design, any type of online marketing service to clients, there are a couple different ways you can go about building out your company's website, your funnels, your ads, all that type of stuff. And it's something that I want you to definitely have success with before you spend all that time building all that. And you really need to consider how you want to look and how your online visibility is for your company. So we're going to hop in my computer here in a second and take a look at a couple examples and then take a look at the pros and cons to both niching down and staying broad. So let's hop into it. And I went over here to Google, just typed in SEO services, and we'll see what comes up. I guarantee every single one of these companies is just a super broad agency, not really niched down. But here's one thing you really need to pay attention to, because if you are someone who's selling SEO, selling social media, any type of these high ticket services or higher ticket, whether $1,000 a month or more, is that you can certainly afford to spend money on advertising. Again, get a job, get a second job, whatever you have to do. It's just like Shopify, spend money on ads. That's how you're going to grow a lot faster, rather than hoping you can rely on free traffic or spending a whole bunch of time at networking meetings or doing these BNI meetings and all that type of stuff. I hate the idea of it. I don't want to do any of it ever. I would rather just go to Facebook, go to Google, spend some money on ads and control everything. And that way I can control how fast I want my business to grow. I'm definitely not saying that there are no opportunities in it. I just don't want to do it, at least at this point in time. Pretty big monthly search volume, 33,000, pretty high CPC. Nothing crazy, but $13 a click is not exactly cheap. But these companies right here are all probably doing well over $1 million per year. Their contracts are probably $50,000 to $100,000 per year. So I think that they're probably willing to spend a few $100 to acquire a client, especially if clients stay on for a long time. And that just comes with running your business. So right away, I can definitely tell this is just a pretty broad marketing agency. They do their services, they do their thing, and it looks like they work with some pretty big clients, such as Subway. Okay. I mean, who knows? That could be just a one franchise or whatever, but still it looks good on their website. That's for sure. Peterson Cat, which is a big Caterpillar equipment dealer up in the Pacific Northwest. And anyways, yeah, these guys are a very broad marketing agency. So there's one way to go about it, is just being the big company with however many hundred employees it makes them look, or however many thousand clients I have, whatever it is. But if we come here on the flip side and look at a niche down company, and of course it's my company, why would I not share my company? That makes me money. So that's what it's all about, building my personal brand and making sure everyone knows what it is that I do to make money. And of course, you can certainly go out there and create, say your company is like this, results first. You can certainly go create subdomains such as landscapers.resultsfirst, dentist.resultsfirst.com, all these types of things. And you could build that out within ClickFunnels or your existing website, whatever it is you want to do. I'm not saying you have to choose both, but you just need to be aware that you can do both, or you could just do one if that's what you wanted to do. If you wanted to be just this specific dentist marketing company, you could do that. But one of the reasons I chose Landscape Marketing Pros is because I had immersed myself in this industry for so long as an owner, as an employee, and as someone who has just put way too many hours into that industry. I can really understand what these types of businesses and what these owners are thinking and how their businesses work and all the unique dynamic, and understand their problems and their needs and whatnot. And this is one of the advantages when you self-educate yourself on that particular industry, which we'll hop into here in a second. This is one of the big pros to niching down. You can become the specialist and the go-to agency for that industry, such as my company. If I'm a landscape business owner and I happen to be looking for services and I'm able to find these different types of companies, and I first land at this Results First company, who, first off, a lot of small business owners, they really don't understand marketing, especially the services aspect of it. I've noticed with a lot of these big broad companies, they really focus on the actual technical stuff, which business owners, either one, they don't care about it, or two, they don't really know that much about it, and it doesn't help them learn about the services. But say I'm a landscape business owner, been in business for a few years, and I'm ready to be able to start spending some money on ads or SEO or whatever. They come to this site and there's a bunch of techno jargon and all that stuff, and they're probably going to leave. But they go to a niche specific site where the company is communicating that, hey, we have X years experience, we understand the industry, we know all the super unique aspects that comes to running your company, we could be a great partner for you. I'm definitely going with a company that understands my business already, and I don't have to talk with someone who may even end up being overseas or something and they don't even speak English. So there's one big advantage when it comes to niching down. It's also easier to build a brand because you're in a smaller pool and there's less competition, or a smaller ocean, if you will. There are hundreds of thousands of massive marketing companies like this. There are not that many landscape marketing companies that specifically focus on it. This, again, doesn't have to be your only focus. I have this, and also focus on getting clients in the e-commerce space to manage their email marketing. But again, you don't have to stay niched down. You don't have to stay broad. You could do a mix of both. But there aren't a whole lot of companies running ads specifically about marketing to landscapers. And it can be a bit cheaper to get people from Facebook or Google to your website to opt in and do what it is that you want them to do. Now, here are some cons to niching down. You have to become an expert in that industry. It takes a lot of time. That's the only downfall with it. It's going to take you some time to do the research, understand how these business owners work and all that type of stuff. Once you kind of get to a point of awareness and learning where you realize that, okay, most service businesses are essentially the same thing. However, for, let's say, landscaping, a lot of them are super passionate about the actual work and the equipment. So you need to be well versed on their equipment and all the stuff that they do. So that way you can kind of shoot the shit essentially and say, oh yeah, we built this type of patio and we encountered these types of problems and all that type of stuff, because that's exactly what I'm doing with my prospective clients in Landscape Marketing Pros. You could be the same thing where, oh, for example, if you say you worked for a roofing company for a while and you know how tough the work is, all that type of stuff, you could be able to BS around, and basically what that does is build rapport with your prospective clients, which is always a good thing. So another thing though that you can really run into, and I've run into this a lot, even though it's laid out very, very clear that all of our clients are generating a minimum of 100 grand a year, have a budget of at least 500 bucks a month. Even if you do set the tone for your pricing parameters and specific things that your clients need to fit into, because again, you don't want to be working with people that can only afford 50 bucks a month. I mean, take what you can get right away, but if you're trying to build a business that's going to make a good chunk of money, 50 bucks a month is not really going to get anywhere when it comes to marketing. It's not going to get that client results, and it's really not going to help you build your business either. So you may end up wasting a lot of time with people who have no budget for marketing, and especially true with like lawn care businesses and maybe pressure washing, cleaning businesses, the types of companies with relatively low ticket services, and they don't have a lot of money to work with. And it's just an unfortunate thing. But again, you can build out blog posts and whatnot and do videos on YouTube where you can educate them and they can use that information to build their business and make some more money, and then come back to you, say a year later, and they can invest $1,000 a month into SEO or whatever the case may be. Another thing is that there's somewhat of a limit to how high you can scale. Again, you don't have to stay niched down. You can become a bigger, more broader brand. This could very well be exactly what this Results First company may have done. Maybe they started working with only Subways or restaurants or whatever, and then they eventually scaled up, and then they decided to go broad where each of their clients is making them 100 grand a year. And so lastly, there is somewhat of a limit as to how high you can scale. Obviously, there are a limit to how many landscape companies that there are, but again, you don't necessarily have to stay niched down or stay broad. You can create more marketing service companies in different niches, and this isn't to deter you from doing any of this. It's just something that you should definitely be aware of. I've mentioned a few good things about staying broad, but here's one of the biggest things that stood out to me is that you can appeal to bigger companies that may already know their marketing, they know their numbers, they know that type of stuff, but they don't want to hire an in-house staff because that's more expensive than just paying a marketing agency 10 grand a month to do all the marketing work, rather than having to hire 2 employees. They're going to end up costing them 5 grand a month for each one for their salaries and all that other stuff that goes along with hiring people, and the computers they need, the desk space and the office space, all that type of stuff. And so that's one of the biggest advantages to staying broad. And so the biggest con to staying broad, and there could definitely be some more of these, but here's the biggest thing that stood out to me, is you are going to have a serious budget when it comes to paid traffic, because you're going to have to be able to outbid these guys that have massive ad budgets, because they know their numbers and they are more than willing to lose money for 6 months if it means making a crap ton of money for the next 18 months after that, because they're working with clients that are probably spending 50 to 100 grand or more per year, if not even more than that. And you are going to have to compete at their level when it comes to it. Now, am I saying that you should definitely not do this? No, absolutely not. Just weigh out the pros and cons. There are definitely more pros and cons to each one of these, but these are just some of the biggest things that stood out to me. So weigh it out for yourself, see what works for you. You could certainly go out there and create a website within ClickFunnels, and you could create different pages for specific industries, whether you want to use subdomains or you just do different pages. It's all 100% up to you, depending on the naming of your company and all that type of stuff. Hopefully this helps you out before you invest a whole bunch of time and money building out your site and funnels and ads and all that type of stuff that you need in order to get your business up and running and get clients coming in. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. But if you liked this video, be sure to smash that like button. And if you'd like to stay up to date on my Shopify and digital marketing agency journey, be sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. And that way you know when all the newest content is released here on my channel. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.